Hi folks, now here's the story. Lego's created a new way to interconnect their bricks that makes it easier for kids to pull apart, but their arch rival, Mattel, has blatantly copied their new technology. You're the attorney for Lego getting ready to go to trial for the patent suit against Mattel. To begin with, we'll open the LiquidText application and open the Lego patent project. I would normally start by importing the relevant area of patent law. In this case, I've already done that. So I'll begin by making a title heading in my workspace over here saying Law Mattel broke. And then I'll go over and select the relevant piece of patent law relating to infringement. I'll take it and I'll drag it out into the workspace like this and put it under that title heading. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking the important pieces of information and gathering and aggregating them together in my workspace. Now this is just US law, but we think they actually broke some international patent laws as well. So I'm going to import the international patent law statutes, which I've already loaded up as well. And we see the relevant area here. I'll select this as well, and I'll pull this out and connect these guys together. So now I'm starting to build groups and categories of information that are going to be important for me. Next, we'll open the deposition transcript with the creator of this technology at Lego, Jan Smith, and we'll highlight all the points explaining all the research and science that went into creating this technology, so it's obvious that they did it independently of Mattel. We'll find the key concept now that the inventor's claim was copied, and we'll select it and pull that out into the workspace as well. And we'll put that under a new title heading, What They Copied. Now to prove it, I'll open our patent for this technology. Now here you see the diagram. Lego's using little air pockets trapped in the plastic as springs. Very clever. So I'll start by selecting this image with my Apple Pencil and pulling it out into the workspace like this. I'll add a title heading saying, What We Created. And I'll attach the picture to it. Now I'd like to go and add the claims as well, but I want to make sure I'm adding the right claim. So I'm going to use two fingers to pinch this patent together to view two different pages side by side. So I can bring the claims and the diagram next to each other. And I can find the relevant claim, which in this case looks to be claim number 2. So I'll select that and pull that out and connect it to the diagram like this. Now to get the evidence of what Mattel did to copy us, we'll open their web page. Now I've already imported their website earlier, and so I'll just scroll down here, and we see what they call ConnectoSnap technology, which is our technology that they copied. So again, I'll use my Apple Pencil, and I'll just select their diagram here, where we can see very nice and clearly they have the same little air bubble technology that we do. And I'll also go and select their description of it, where they explain it nice and clearly, and pull this out and connect it together. And I'll add a new title heading above these saying what Mattel copied. Now using my Apple Pencil, I'll emphasize the area that Mattel copied on both their marketing material as well as our diagram, so it's really clear. I also want to show that both of these groupings actually relate to that transcript from the inventor. So I can also use my Apple Pencil and draw lines from the transcript to both groupings. And these lines are live ink links that will move around if I move these groupings around. They also link, so if I zoom in, I can tap to go from the transcript to the groups and vice versa. Now let's say I'm done. Notice what we have. We've taken information from patent law, from transcripts, from patents, and from web pages, and integrated it all together into a nice, coherent body of knowledge here in the workspace. Now to get ready for the big meeting with the judge that's coming up, I'm going to start by looking over that transcript and remind myself of all the things that I highlighted. So we'll go back to the transcript, but if I scroll one at a time, it's hard to see the bigger picture of what those highlights are really telling me. So what I can do is invoke Highlight View. Squeeze the transcript and all the highlights come together like this. If I want a little bit more context, I just squeeze apart and get as much additional context as I need, so I can fully understand the point and the meaning of each one while still seeing them together. Now, before I go to meet the judge, I want to refresh my memory about the relevant patent law. And so, of course, I've pulled out these excerpts here, but I'd like to see the full context. So I can touch the little arrows on them, and it takes me right back to the relevant document and highlights the exact source. I can do this for the transcript, for the materials from our patent, and for the materials from Mattel's website as well. So context is never more than one tap away. But as I do this, I realize that one of the things in Mattel's site, they actually claim that they created this, which makes me think they may be guilty of false advertising as well as patent infringement. To confirm that, I'd like to compare it side by side with that transcript. So what can I do? I can actually hold the Mattel's website in place with one finger while touching the arrow on that transcript with the other finger. And notice what the app does. It opens both of them at the same time. So now I can scroll through, see exactly where I want to in the transcript as well as in parallel Mattel's website. And yes, indeed, they do seem to be quite guilty of both. So I'll draw a circle around this, draw a circle around the opposing information in that transcript of the deposition, and I'll actually draw an arrow from one document straight into the other. Now notice what I've done. I've now created a live ink link that spans from one document to another. And now later on, after I've closed this, if I say I want to find the source of this, I simply tap the arrow and it reopens the other document and shows me what that arrow points to. So you can now create connections spanning documents. Now I'd like to send all of this to the judge, but of course I certainly can't send the judge a workspace like this. So I'm going to use LiquidText's Notes Outline feature that converts all of my highlights and all of my notes into a nice, simple linear Word file. I'll hit Export, send this right off to Microsoft Word, and now I can go through and manually edit this and convert it into the nice final form that it needs to be to send to the judge. Now I'll go back to the LiquidText app again. And now let's say it's a little bit later and I'm in the meeting with the judge. And the judge says that Mattel's blocks are a little bit bigger than ours. And so she wonders, did our patent in any way cover the idea that blocks could be bigger? Well, I'm not sure, so I'll do a quick text search for the word size. We'll bring that up here. Type in size. And notice what happens. LiquidText searches all the documents in this project, and it sees that the word size is actually mentioned in two of them, the transcript with the inventor and our patent. So I'll start with the inventor transcript, and very clearly we can see the word size right here, actually a couple of times, the inventor says very clearly the blocks were designed to be any size. But it's not just the inventor stating it. If we go to the patent, we can actually use the same technology that we used before. We can pinch to bring all the instances of the word size together so I can see them all at once. And I very quickly find that this instance near the bottom actually states very clearly that in the claim itself, the blocks are designed to be able to be any size. So now we win and the judge rules in our favor.